When my job as a temporary caretaker of a remote mining lease camp came to an end, it was time to move on again. March flies were giving me a hard time while I was out prospecting, and I decided to give the Outback a rest and go on a road trip to the coast. Clint picked me up and we spent the next 2 weeks driving through the northwestern part of Australia. The scenery was breathtaking and the water very refreshing. This 5,000-kilometer trip took us to some of the most beautiful beaches I've ever been to. Australia is such a big country, and I know that the majority of you guys don't actually live in Australia, or you don't actually watch from Australia. So I've got a map out just to give you an idea where we are going. We're going to start the journey from the Pilbara. We're going to go to Karratha and Dampier. We'll stop in Onslow. Then we're going up the Cape Range National Park all the way down to Coral Bay, and then go back via Mount Augustus back to Newman into the Pilbara. The first breath of ocean breeze smelled amazing, and we even took the opportunity to swing the equinox. Our setup was simple, but we had everything we needed, including a shovel. We enjoyed leaving the beaten tracks to go exploring. But we also enjoyed the occasional overnighter in one of the caravan parks to get supplies and fill up with water. Like here in Exmouth before we left to travel through the Cape Range National Park. Big turtles make their way up the sandy dunes to bury their eggs during this time of the year. Since it's currently summer and the off-season, we had many beaches to ourselves. The Cape Range National Park not only offers beautiful snorkeling spots, but also different hiking tracks. There is something magical about looking at the ocean, and we enjoyed watching the sea creatures and just listening to the sound of the waves. We camped right behind the dunes and were able to listen to the waves while lying in bed. We hiked many kilometers every day and were lucky enough to even spot a few rock wallabies. That can't be the trail. Level 4. Clint only just bought the ute the week before and set it all up, so we weren't sure how the old girl would go. But she didn't disappoint. A loose wire was reconnected in no time. We left the Cape on the slow coastal trek via Ningaloo all the way down until we finally reached Coral Bay. Coral Bay was going to be our last spot at the coast before heading inland again, so we enjoyed our last snorkeling session in the ocean. Lemon sharks are friendly, and one of them even came over to say hello. Even this group of reef sharks is known to be not aggressive towards humans. Heading east again, the temperatures rose quickly as we were approaching Mount Augustus. We stayed in the caravan park because we wanted to see a lot. We drove around Mount Augustus, taking different trails, of course always carrying plenty of water. The ancient Aboriginal rock engravings were fascinating, and we explored many of the caves and rock walls. We got flat tire number 2 on a side track, which brought us to a variscite occurrence. It is chromium that gives this phosphate mineral its green appearance. Variscite is mainly used as a gemstone for jewelers and collectors. Flat tire number 3 followed not long after and was caused by this sharp rock. As soon as we returned to the Pilbara, we went straight back into gold prospecting. The summer heat slowed us down and we eventually decided to pack up and drive south, back to the Murchison. Yeah, this is exactly where we are now. We're back in the Murchison, back on one of Clint's old gold patches. Our plan is to spend a couple of days here, find some gold of course, and if we do, that's probably what you're gonna see next week. But for now, thanks for tagging along again. Give this video a like if you enjoyed it. Stay safe. I'll see you next week.